believe the fact that he was sitting with me while I was putting together a business
Did you
deal.
witness the president commit a crime? Is it your testimony today?
Yes.
And what crime have you witnessed?
How much time do I have to go through it?
It is simple. You name the crime. Did you watch him steal something?
Corruption statutes, RICO and conspiracy.
What is the crime, sir? Specifically.
You asked me to answer the question. I answered the question.
No.
RICO, you're obviously not familiar with. Corruption statutes.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. RICO is not a crime. It is a category. What is the
It's a category of crimes that you're then charged.
You have charges.
A long 100.
You have charges. Sir, please
name the exact statute under RICO?
Yes.
Well, it's funny. In this committee room, everyone's not here. There's over 8
All right, sir. I reclaim my
lawyers
time.
that went to law school.
Oh boy, what's going on, everyone? It's Talks with Kenny here today. As you guys may or may not know, yesterday, at least on the time of this video, AOC was going off about Biden and argues the real story here is when did the GOP know they were working with falsified evidence, which is a claim she made. And I like how the left-wing media is covering it. They're highlighting very much so all the Democrats, opposition to this witness, right? They're daring the Republicans to go into impeachment, even though it's an inquiry. They're still trying to find evidence. They don't have enough evidence. You got even some like Swalwell complaining that campaigning and declaring that the impeachment is over, and he written the time of death on it, which is all, you'll see all that theater in this coming clip soon.
Mr. Chairman, it's over. It's over. It's time to pack it up. And I want to give you the top 10 reasons why impeachment is dead. Number 10, your key witness today is testifying from the slammer. Number 9, key evidence of a bribe that you all relied on. The guy who said that has been indicted for lying about that bribe, and he's a Russian asset. Number 8, another key witness has been indicted as a Chinese agent. Number 7, during the Hunter Biden interview, Mr. Chairman, you didn't even stay for the whole time. Number 6, Chairman Jason Smith didn't show up at all to the Hunter Biden interview. The same day, number 5, Darrell Issa said, it's a big nothing. Number 4, today Jim Jordan began his remarks not by relying on any evidence for this investigation, but he went off attacking the DOJ about what they're doing with the Catholics. Number 3, you all still have not sent the articles of impeachment for the Mayorkas impeachment to the Senate, and that happened last month. Number 2, you're now talking about a criminal referral, but if you had evidence for a criminal referral, then you have evidence to impeach somebody for high crimes and misdemeanors. And number 1, and I'm sorry to say this, Fox News isn't even carrying this today. In fact, one of their anchors, as they broke away 10 minutes in, said, this is the same hearing over and over and over. At what point are you going to fish or cut bait? So I just have to tell you, it's over. Impeachment's over. Dunzo. Bye-bye. Rigor mortis. I dare you to impeach, but you won't because you don't have the evidence. And because you don't have the evidence, you don't have the votes. Guys, it's dead. And so I'm here to pronounce the time of death. $5:16.
Say it in Chinese.
Impeachment is dead. 5:16. Biden impeachment's dead. Joe Biden has been acquitted.
Yeah, so now the theatrics are done. We still haven't even got into AOC yet, which I want to also react to that part too. But I want to give a little something about the impeachment witness. Tony Bobolinsky claims that Hunter and James Biden perjured themselves, right? And I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to play you this video that I found, and we'll see what they have to say. So let's take a look.
28th and lied throughout his testimony. Here's just one egregious example of Hunter's perjury. He lied to the committee on important details concerning his money demands and threats to CEFC in text messages on July 30th and 31st, 2017. He leveraged his father's presence next to him in that infamous text to strong-arm CEFC to paying Hunter immediately. Jim Biden also lied extensively throughout his transcribed interview on February 21st and perjured himself. An example of that, on page 100 of his transcript, Jim is asked specifically, do you recall having a meeting with Hunter Biden, Tony Bobulinski, and Joe Biden? Jim's response, absolutely not. The committee was so shocked by his perjury that they asked him the same question multiple times. Each time he denied meeting with me and Joe Biden. After the committee showed him text messages confirming that I met with Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and Jim Biden at the Beverly Hilton in May 2017, Jim Biden, with a former U.S. attorney lawyer sitting next to him, still denied that meeting took place. Hunter Biden, in his own transcribed interview, confirmed that that meeting took place. Hunter confirmed his uncle perjured himself in front of this committee. I'm simply here to tell the truth to the American people, and I hope...
Wow. Hey. Perjured himself. Hunter Biden lied to the committee about important details. Leveraged his father's presence to strong-arm the CEFC, leading to a $5 million wire transfer to a company which his first son owned 50% of. It's important to remember that CEFC considered this money an interest-free loan to the Biden family and planned to send more. I had the emails from CEFC to prove it, Bobulinski said. And you saw in the intro all this theater that Democrats were doing, and apparently, and I'm don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure they didn't stay for the whole meeting, because I remember he went off, and we're going to continue following we're going to continue following up, but I want to just kind of react to this because it's so interesting how, they want to sit here, paint narratives, say all the things they need to say to protect Joe Biden. I never seen so much vitriol, so much vigor from the Democrats protecting their own. And that's the kind of tribalism that I see in the Democratic Party, because they're the kind of party that is about their politics over what's best for the country. Is it best for the country to have a corrupt and individual that can be bribed, whose innocence hasn't been proven? Trump's innocence at this point, to me, Trump is more vetted as a president compared to Joe Biden, because look at all the things they throw at him. Russia, disinformation, all this investigation is launched at Trump. They made Trump the most vetted president in U.S. history. Yet, if you even give Joe Biden the 10th of the amount of scrutiny they give Donald Trump, bro, he might as well fail, because he's struggling with this guy. But I digress. Let's get into AOC's meltdown.
There's over 18
all right, sir. I reclaim my
lawyers
time.
that went to law school.
I reclaim my time.
You guys
okay,
to
thank
define
you,
the
sir. I
statute
reclaim my
under
time.
RICO.
Clearly, what we are seeing here today is a continuation of the 15-month saga of the Republican majority lost in the desert. Impeachment 101. The majority party, or whomever is raising impeachment.
So I have a question. So when she's talking about the desert, isn't the same thing going on with Trump? 15-month desert? I mean, y'all been prosecuting Trump for his entire presidency. Y'all do it in 4 years. It's like the pot calling the kettle back. I just wanted to point that out because I found that interesting when she made that statement. But I digress. Let's get back.
Must accuse the president of a high crime, a specific high crime or misdemeanor. I would like to submit to the record HRES 918, the House resolution to open this impeachment inquiry.
Without objection to order.
This resolution does not outline a high crime or misdemeanor. It's not here. Now, when we compare the chairman's...
I just have a question, maybe for people who are like more understanding of the legal terms and all that stuff, because I'm not a lawyer. Didn't they prosecute Trump because he made a phone call and they didn't have any evidence that he really was trying to do anything with that phone call because he looked into Ukraine? They say, oh, he tried to pressure Ukraine government. He tried to meddle in their elections. That was an impeachable offense. I forget the whole circumstances, but I don't think that was at the same status of what she's demanding here in the hearing. This is some of my problems here. This is what I'm talking about. There's the two-tier justice system here. It seems like if you have a D next to your name, you're part of the establishment, it's hard to charge you with anything. The bar is set so high for you to get charged, you damn near impossible. But if you're against the establishment, the bar is so low that they'll prosecute you if you sneeze wrong. That's the narrative I'm getting from this hearing.
Opening. from his previous opening, he's talking about Ukraine and Burisma and all of this. This entire inquiry is based on a blockbuster piece of information that was in a classified SCIF room. And
there's a lot of correlation though. Burisma did actions that actively benefited Hunter Biden. He happened to fire the prosecutor that was investigating his son. There's a lot of circumstantial evidence here that it gives a likelihood that there's some crime that could be going on. You cannot deny that possibility. There's a lot of circumstantial evidence around here that warrants an investigation. You guys are blocking it. You guys are doing all this type of stuff. And you just want to rush into an impeachment with only circumstantial evidence. I'm done. I'll let the video play out.
Inside that room was a document alleging President Biden directly of a $10 million bribery scheme. A $10 million bribery scheme. Extremely serious. What happened? What happened a month ago, Mr. Chairman? That document, the FBI arrested the person who offered those allegations for falsifying his testimony to the FBI. This entire impeachment inquiry is based on an actual, provable individual who has lied. Now, responsible leadership would withdraw an inquiry based on that. Withdraw it. Instead, what we are seeing is that this committee was warned about the falsehoods of these allegations long before that, warned by Trump's Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and yet they proceeded anyway. The chairman proceeded anyway. This committee was warned by Rudy Giuliani associate right here, Lev Parnas, after that document about the falsehoods of this. Then held hearings where your own expert witnesses said that there was no grounds for impeachment, and you proceeded anyway. And finally, as if none of this was enough, the FBI arrested the individual who was the source of the entire, to quote the chairman, heart of the matter, to launch this impeachment inquiry, and proceeded anyway. At this point, the story is not the fact that the basis of this impeachment inquiry is wrong. The story is why it's proceeding anyway. Why is this committee proceeding based on false charges?
I don't think it's false charges. I think what it is that, hey, evidence speak louder than witness testimony. Like this is what we trying to do. We're trying to find receipts, right? Glenn Greenwald. The reason it was vital to first mock and then ignore Tony Blinken, he presented definitive evidence before the 2020 election that the reported documents on Hunter Biden's laptop was genuine. At the same time, the media was telling America it was Russian disinformation. They're doing the same thing they're doing here in this hearing. They pretend, oh, look, there's no evidence here. Time of death for the impeachment inquiry. They have all this stuff. And then here come Byron Donalds coming here to wreck all this narrative. I digress. Let's take a look.
Actual paper trail of money flow from the CEFC into the bank account for President Joe Biden. And I want to start with a text message, July 31, WhatsApp text message between Hunter Biden and one Mr. Zhao. Real quick, Mr. Bobulinski, who is Mr. Zhao?
Congressman Donalds, I'd just actually like to spend 20 seconds. If you noticed, Congressman Khanna scurried out of here very quickly, and I'm actually disgusted as I sit here that he didn't address me based on the fact that I'm sitting here in front of the world trying to testify to the truth. In October 2020, I have messages I'm willing to produce to both the Democrats and the Republicans that Ro Khanna sent to me saying, you have always demonstrated to me that you're nothing but an honest with the highest integrity individual, and I was begging for him to go on CNN and tell the world in October 2020. I have extensive emails with Congressman Ro Khanna in 2021 and 2022 where I begged him and his staff to sit down with me and look at my BlackBerry phones that the Democrats are so focused on, to hire forensics experts and go through all of the factual information I had. So the fact that he did not even address me and then scurried out of here is disgusting to me.
All right.
Sorry, Mr. Donalds. I'll answer your question now.
All right, so we're gonna have to come off of that because now we're at 3 minutes 30 seconds. Mr. Chairman, for the record, I want to submit into the record 2 different WhatsApp text messages. One, July 31, between Hunter Biden and Mr. Zhao of CEFC, which stipulates that Hunter Biden wants to be able to move on from and get the contract resolved, get the deal resolved, and that Mr. Zhao responds and says, yes, the CEFC is willing to cooperate with the family. On August 31, there's another exchange, this time August 3rd, 2017, between Hunter Biden and Mr. Ganwei Dong. And in this message, they're talking about the stipulations of the arrangement between the Biden family and CEFC. I want to submit both WhatsApp text messages for the record, Mr. Chairman.
Man, this is crazy, man. This is, I don't know, when they say political theater, bro, this is what they're talking about. You see all this like conflicting information, and I can't tell the timeline of exactly where these clips were made, but this seemed like more at the end because as you saw after Eric Swalwell did his little, it's dead, he left the hearing. So I think the Democrats mostly did their thing. They got their little clips in. Now they're running out to go to the media, and they don't only want to hear the rest of it. Right? And this is how the media controls you, because they bring attention to things that you're not aware of. Like, if you trust the mainstream media, right? For instance, like Mediaite, media is only going to show you things that benefits them. Look at the bias. None of the right's covering this. You can make that argument too, but the left ain't covering this either, like by 14%. About how Joe Biden and his families procured themselves, aka he claims that they're lying. Now Byron Donald's ain't done. I just gave you a little sneak peek, so we're gonna watch this together. So let's take a look.
This is where the rubber meets the road. On August 3rd, they actually stipulate through WhatsApp text messages the exact stipulations of the deal. On August 4th, $100,000 is wired into Owasco PC from CEFC infrastructure. Mr. Chairman, I want to submit for the record a portion of the bank statement for the time period August 3rd of 2017 to August 31, 2017.
Then AOC said there was no evidence? Right? And this is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't care about if you slander the witnesses. I don't care if you're saying that, oh, this person's a convicted liar. Well, liars sometimes tell the truth, right? And if they happen to be telling the truth on this situation, shouldn't the investigation continue? This is what I'm talking about with the left. Plausible deniability. That's what they rely on. Plausible deniability. Oh, how you know that was actually for a bribe? Well, the reasoning for giving the money was completed. So couldn't you assume that, hey, let's based on the result, Burisma paid you $10 million to get someone fired, right? Oh, he just got a loan for $10 million. That's just happenstance. There's no way you can prove that it actually was Burisma that gave him the $10 million. Well, he just fired the prosecutor. For what reason? Oh, that prosecutor happened to be corrupt as well. Huh? That's a lot of coincidences, huh? It's crazy, bro. But you know, this is the game. This is the game.
Stipulating $100,000 going from CEFC into the bank account of Hunter Biden through Owasco PC.
With that objection, so ordered.
On August 8th, 4 days later, $5 million is then transferred from the Northern International Capital account of $5 million to Hudson West III. Hudson West III is a bank account controlled by Hunter Biden and Mr. Ganwei, a.k.a. Kevin Dong, who is a CEFC associate. That money comes from the Northern International Capital bank account that is tied to the CCP. Mr. Chairman, I want to submit for the record the bank statement demonstrating that transfer.
Without objection, so ordered.
Okay, moving on. On August 8th, the same time period, there is a wire transfer of $400,000 to Owasco PC from the Hudson West III bank account. That $400,000, Mr. Chairman, I have the transfer records in the bank accounts from the August time period. I want to submit that for the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
Now, here's where the fun stuff comes in, everybody, and I got a minute to do it, so we're going to get this done. On August 14th, there is $150,000 that is transferred from Owasco PC, which is controlled by Hunter Biden, to Lion Hall Group, which is controlled by James Biden. I have the records here, Mr. Chairman, of the $150,000 that has gone to Lion Hall Group from Owasco PC. I want to submit that for the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
On August 28th, and I believe we have a screenshot for everybody in the room. On August 28th, Mr. Chairman, we have the withdrawal ticket from Lion Hall Group. that is signed by Sarah Biden, who is the wife of Jim Biden, for $50,000 to withdraw from Lion Hall Group. I want to submit that withdrawal receipt for the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
On September 3rd, on August 28th, actually, Mr. Chairman, we have the deposit reference into Sarah Jones Biden's account on the same day.
Now, I don't want to get copyrighted, but what I want to highlight is, why is this all important? Because you're going, okay, why are they paying Joe Biden's family all this money? What does Jim Biden do for a living? What does James Biden do for a living? What does the Biden family do outside of, if you eliminate politics for the Biden family, what other benefit or value do they provide for these businesses and contracts or these funds? What is the purpose of paying the Biden family this if you remove politics completely? Tomorrow, politics, Bidens are no longer part of politics. What would be the other reasoning for why you want to give them this money? Access to Biden. This is the conclusions, the process of elimination. To me, this warrants at least an investigation. This is an inquiry trying to figure out, hey, is there enough there for us to proceed in an investigation? A full-on investigation? I mean, you investigated Trump for less. You interviewed Don Jr. for less. But for some reason with, what's his name? I forgot the guy's name. Hunter. He gets special treatment. He's allowed to leave. And, I want a public hearing and stuff. So he can do what the Democrats just did. So he can do what Eric Swalwell just did. Fake virtue signal. Try to put on this theater so that way the Democrats can go, oh, this is a nothing burger. To protect their side. Only people who are going to be paying attention to this is independents and Republicans. This is the game they play. This is the definition of political theater. Instead of arguing, hey, the evidence is not complete. This is not. Instead of challenging the evidence, they want to smear the witnesses, mock the witnesses, destroy their credibility in the eyes of the people so the people don't pay attention. This is the game. But I digress.
She withdrew it from Lion Hall. I want to submit
Without
that from
objection, to ordered.
Last document. On September 3rd, 2007, from Sarah Biden's own personal account, there is a check that is written to Joseph Robinette Biden, Jr., the President of the United States today, for $40,000, signed loan repayment. A loan repayment, by the way, that Joe Biden's own personal accountant, Mr. Eric Schwerin, has no record for. I want to submit that for the record, Mr. Chairman.
Without objection, so ordered.
To the members of the committee, it is clear that the source of this money came from CEFC, and that CEFC is a company that is directly linked to the CCP and actually the chairman of the CCP, the chairman of the Chinese Communist Party, Chairman Xi Jinping. With that, I yield.
Very good.
Yo, Byron also play, bruh. He do not play. But that was just my 2 cents into the whole situation. I show you all the clips. I show you where I got it from. You guys can make up your own mind about this. I'd like to hear your thoughts about it in the comment section. Do you agree? Disagree? Do you see any problems with the receipts? Any problems with the evidence? Do you know something that I don't? Are you aware of things that I'm not aware of? Because, we're all here to learn. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.